Hello and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, strategies, and insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today I'm very lucky to be joined by Jonathan Rosenberg of White Unicorn Agency. How's it going, Jonathan?
Great, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on. And first off, I'd just love to start this off by learning a little bit more about your background, Jonathan, and a little bit more about White Unicorn Agency.
My background, I grew up in South Africa, Cape Town, and our family moved here. I was like 11 or 12. I moved to Dallas, Texas. I thought I was going to be a professional soccer player as a kid my whole life. I
Huh.
went to college with my twin brother at the University of South Carolina, thinking we were playing college, and I learned very quickly you're not that good. So I focused on my academics. I transferred to the University of Texas, did MIS, Management Information Systems. So not a designer, not a graphic design student, business, and I was really good with computers, and I wanted to
Mhm.
go to the program. I ended up doing consulting jobs for about 5 years, designing and building global financial systems. I consider myself an entrepreneur. I just quit my job and I go, you have to start something if you're an entrepreneur. I started a beverage company. I started several bars, restaurants, an event center. I helped other people launch a company. And then probably about around 2015, I go, oh, I want to get into this agency role. I guess I'll just do what I've done in the past, which is started again. I've got a business partner, Brooks Johnson, who we partnered up back then, and we launched White Unicorn Agency. And they say the rest is history.
That's awesome. And so, what does White Unicorn Agency do for those who might not know?
Yeah, great question. We're a full service marketing agency. Even that's not descriptive enough. So we have a creative arm. So a lot of branding, brand messaging. We bring brands to life. We're industry neutral. So we're not in any specific industry. We've got a lot of sexy brands and hospitality work that we show, but we really can work with a variety of companies all over the map. We do custom WordPress websites, informational sites,
Mhm.
design to build, and our third arm is our digital arm, where we could help you grow mainly direct to consumer brands online through awareness and sales. We have done some lead gen, but I would say our focus is more around growing brands with the direct to consumer focus on our digital arm. So we can meet someone in the beginning, we can help with startups, depending on where you are in your life cycle. Again, I feel like that consultant in helping companies where they're at and using our design solutions to help them move forward.
And so, you have a consulting background, like you mentioned, but you also have that creative spirit. And so, how did those two sides, the analytical and artistic, come together in your approach to solving client problems?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think I learned that early on when I was doing my original consulting. I was doing global financial reporting and heavy data, a big focus with IT teams and financial teams. But where I found myself sitting was in creating dashboards. And what
Right.
were dashboards? It's a fancy word for a pretty report. And I noticed that if there's a complicated solution back there that has all this data and finance that no one understands, how do you put it up in front of people and make it simple and easy to use? And I lived in that world for a long time, and I go, the creative agencies are very similar. We take complicated problems and make them look small, simple, and easy and pretty at the end
Yeah.
of the day. And I also knew that I'm not the best at all this stuff. I think what I like doing is talking to clients about their problems. And where I think I'm really good at potentially is maybe building a team that's super strong at all these things and helping the clients achieve what they need to through the different phases.
Yeah. I think that's approach that level where I think hopefully every entrepreneur that does own a business makes it to where it's like you realize that it's not just you anymore. It's about building your team, right? And finding people that maybe complement what you already do or maybe your weaknesses.
Yeah, I think part of the lure to it was that we looked around the world and we said the whole world needs to be designed in some form or fashion, and we love that. So there's no ceiling to the type of work that you could do, and we also didn't want to get in the way. We
Mhm.
wanted we wanted to hire smart and talented people, bring them cool projects to work on, put them next to each other, give them good tech, and get out the way. And so we started with two people, and we're probably like around 35 now, and
Wow.
it's been working. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, so
Yeah.
team's massively important.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. And so how do you decide which clients to take on, especially since you're selective and see your work as a personal investment of time and soul?
Yeah, it's tough because we track every meeting. We actually meet with way more, too many people, too many clients throughout the year. So we're very open with our time to meet with them to explore a potential problem that they might have in order to work with them. Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes it takes a quick email or an email and we go, oh, this is a perfect, they need blah, blah, blah. We can knock it out. Let's do it. Sometimes there's clients come to us with a variety of challenges or problems, and we keep chatting with them to determine what's the best use of this stuff or how can we work. At the end of the day, a lot of people either have the things that we provide, but what I've noticed specifically is that there's some kind of change going on in their organization. And then we come in the picture.
Right.
So executive teams changing, or they've been around for 10 years and they want to go in a different direction, or they're a complete startup and they need to build this from scratch. So I use that change. I'm looking for that change agent and going, where are they now and where do they want to go? And something's changed. It's a really good use of why we're in the picture, right? If they've got a brand or they've got a website and they've got stuff, then why are they talking to us?
Yeah.
Something's off or something's wrong, and we need to figure out how to steer the ship in a direction. So I'm looking for that. So not so much industry specific, but where are they having this change or problem or issue, and how can we come in and solve
Yeah.
that? But a lot of the services we provide, you can get a logo and a website anywhere. You can get video photography anywhere. I feel like we're really going to solve that business problem with them to help them take their business to the next level.
And I love that selectiveness. I think there's just this big time in the last maybe, I think it really happened around 2016 to 2018 where everybody was starting an agency and everybody was taking on as many clients as they possibly could because it was money, right? And it was a hot thing to do. And so a lot of clients ended up getting burned. And so I love your approach about really asking questions to determine if you guys are even the right fit to help them.
A lot of times when we're meeting clients, we're asking questions also in an interview.
Yeah.
We might check the box that they're looking for us, but we often leave going, hey, I don't think we're a good fit. And here's
Yeah.
why. We want to help. At the end of the day, we want to do this great work. We love this work. It's fun, it's exciting, but we also want to make sure we can help at the end of the day. And every time we get together with someone or a client or a company, we feel really good about it. And our track record hopefully shows some of that.
So, looking back on White Unicorn's evolution and maybe ahead to where it's going, what's been the most meaningful lesson you've learned as an agency owner?
Oof. Wow. Loaded question. Meaningful. Ooh. Uh,
So many of them,
Almost like what is the most,
right?
a few come to mind, and I often talk to college students who are looking to get in our space. Where I go and I often remind myself, I go, and people in startups and other companies, I go, no one actually cares what you're doing. No one cares the way you care about your company. And where I'm going with that is I go, it takes a lot to get people's attention, to get them aware of your business, to make them understand what you're trying to do. Let's use an example, a t-shirt company that's trying to get t-shirt sales, right? The people that we work with are so focused on their business, and that's
Mhm.
all they do. And the hardest thing for us is everyone's so focused on themselves, they're not really outward focused on all everybody else's problems. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard, and no one cares. And you have to do a lot to get people's attention. Not going to just come because you wanted to, or you think that people have to come to you, or people
Yeah.
have to buy from you. No.
Yeah. I think a lot of people underestimate the work it really takes to get something off the ground. It takes a lot of momentum. It takes a lot of every day doing it long after it gets boring.
Yeah, and probably something else I should have mentioned. I probably say this in meetings. I go, there is no silver bullet.
Yeah.
Often we talk to clients, they're looking for that one thing to take them to a whole, and I go, it's usually 10, 15, I call it plates that you're spinning, right? You keep them all up spinning. It's never, oh, if I just did this one thing, my whole business will change. It's never the case. And I think a lot of the time we're talking to people, they think it is. It's not the case. So there's no silver bullet to any of the stuff that we're doing.
Absolutely. Jonathan, thank you so much for being on. This is awesome. It's really cool to not only do you have a really cool name for your agency, but also you've built this really awesome agency. Where can people learn more about you and where can people learn more about White Unicorn?
Yeah, check out our website, whiteunicornagency.com. We share a lot of the case studies. I think we go in depth with that stuff, and it's really fun to dance around the site. And then we're active on social. We're active on Instagram and LinkedIn for the most part. I think we've got some fun stuff going on TikTok, but to learn the most is probably between LinkedIn, our website, and Instagram. Check us
You
out at
seem
White
to have
Unicorn Agency.
yeah, you have a really cool website too. So it's like kind of the proofs in the pudding. Again, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.